motherfuckers? It's the Fighting Couch Potatoes.
Howdy ho, fucker.
Today, I'm joined by Kadawfi Crush.
What's happening, y'all?
MattMatt.
Fake.
And I'm motherfucking Liquid Gold Steve. And today, we're talking about Bofuri. I don't want to get hurt, so I'm a max out defense. And today, we're going to talk about
Bofuri. Sorry. Okay.
Yes, we are talking about Bofuri, but we're also talking about one of the fakest RPG players in the world.
Maple is not fake.
No.
Maple is good at the game.
No, she is just fake as fuck.
It's a skill issue, man.
No, it's fake. So, when Kadawfi brought this anime to us, we thought it'd be a great anime. We thought it was going to be isekai, which it isn't, but it is kind of, because you go into a gaming world. You don't get stuck in it though. Like,
it is great, however.
It is a great anime.
It's great.
Great. So we can talk about how it started out. Her friend Sally. What's the girl's name?
Risa.
Risa.
Mm-hmm.
And she told her about this great game named New World Order.
New World Online, not Hulk Hogan and Scott Steiner shit.
But New World Online, and so
not a ripoff of Final Fantasy and or sorta online.
Yeah,
not at all.
Not really.
It's not really.
I mean, honest to goodness, no.
They do the full dive.
Because, okay, the world...
The Sorta Online.
The what dive?
The full dive.
The full dive.
Yeah.
Oh, VR gaming?
No, it's different.
VR gaming.
No, it's different.
VR gaming.
You ever played VR?
Like, future VR.
Never.
It's got a future VR.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Full dive. That's what the fuck it was. Sorta Online.
Doing like the Matrix.
I mean, but like Sword Art wasn't the first to come up with that. You ever heard of dot hack sign?
I have not.
There you go. Now.
Well, all right. So Maple comes into the world and she makes a character, and she doesn't want to get hurt, so she puts everything into defense, vitality, as they say in the show.
Right.
And
what's her class?
Great Shielder.
Great Shielder.
Because there's Swashbuckler.
Squash.
That's squash.
That's squash. What's a swashbuckler? You just go out there beating squash with a belt?
You ever heard of those pirates?
Swashbuckler, Great Shielder, Swordsman, Thief. Pretty much the main kind of things you would see in an RPG, guys. And she picks Great Shielder because she really doesn't want to get hurt in this game. And she's kind of a noob, kind of just like a person that wants to have fun in this game. But she doesn't want to get hurt, so she maxes out everything in defense. So she gets her great shield, and she kind of looks like a bum. She goes out, she's very new to the world, so she's trying to ask like people around her if they know any places to kind of level up and get points, like XP and coins and shit.
Yeah, because this is an MMO she's playing.
Right. Yeah, so she goes to the forest and everything, and the first thing she fights is some kind of cute looking Pokemon. Like, to be honest, guys, this really is just a Pokemon.
She called it a bunny, Mr. Bunny, to be specific.
Yeah, it's a little like Pokemon.
What's those things? What's those yellow things
and you can't say it doesn't look like a tackle or a charge that motherfucker did, because he spun around about 3 times and then slammed himself into her.
Did a tackle.
What's those things from Secret of Mana? The yellow ones.
The Rabbitite.
Rabbitite. It looked like a Rabbitite.
Yeah, it kind of did, but it really didn't, though. Like, I'm telling you, it kind of looked like more of a it's Pokemon. And so she kind of lets it keep on hitting her, and there's no damage. She's not taking any damage because she put everything in vitality. Then she finally, like, looks away and kills Mr. Bunny, and she, like, cries about it. She's just, like, devastated.
She accidentally parried it, is what it was, because she turned her shield into it.
Yeah, she kind of
bashed it by accident.
And she gets the XP and everything, and then
how do you accidentally kill an enemy, especially in an RPG?
That's me.
I'm saying like she's not trying to farm, not at this point, but she is by accident.
No, she's trying to farm.
She's that friend you have when you play a game with them, and they automatically just are way better than you immediately. No, you've been playing this game for years. And then they come maybe make a character, and it's like, man, this is bullshit.
She makes a pro gamer look like a scrub. We'll explain that later.
For no reason.
But, so she does a little bit of farming. And later on in that day, the same day she gets this new game, she takes a nap in VR for some reason. And she gets a skill. Meditation. She was literally getting eaten by wild animals.
Not losing health.
No damage. Yep. But she was straight up getting, so she gets meditation out of the blue for no reason, just a skill, pop chat. How did you feel about the beginning of this anime, Kadawfi?
For me personally, this was one of those ones that didn't need my 3-episode tryout. It actually took 1 episode for me to go, fuck yeah, I'm in. I'm all kinds of in. I mean, you know, as a long-time gamer, I've been over this a million times. I love RPGs. I love fighting games. With the parts of RPGs, she picked up a lot of RPG elements from games that I've played before, especially like Tales. The Tales series, Tales of Symphonia being the one that makes the most sense to me. Being is because she uses her skills to improve her skills or to get better skills, to level them up and increase them, get something better. What I mean by that is like we were talking about meditation. She earned that because of what she was doing. She was literally sleeping, resting while things were attacking her. Just a little bit later than that, she ends up fighting a bee.
I think the bee came before the meditation.
They might have, but she ended up fighting
because she stabbed it.
She ended up fighting a poison bee. And the bee pretty much was poisoning her ass over and over. And it's the stupidest shit. Because when she realized that like it wasn't really taking damage from her, she just kind of laid in the middle of the floor and was like, oh no, the bee's gonna kill me. Oh, and then until she was able to obtain a higher level of poison defense.
Yeah.
She let the bee
think he was killing her.
No, that's not how that looked. Not in my eyes. Let's just say she let it happen.
Oh my god.
It's true. Watch the show.
I mean, she literally
let it happen.
Let the bee poison her literally, but you know.
MattMatt, same question. How did you feel like the first episode, maybe even the second one?
To be honest with you, it took me a second, only because, like you were saying, her friend told her about this new game, right? And she had ordered the whole VR setup, and her friend doesn't even show up in the first episode. Like, not in game. It's like, bitch, you told me about this fucking game, where you at? Right? Which was my only problem with the first episode. But at the same time, it was really cool seeing how, like, yeah, she started up, she put all her points into vitality, meaning none of her strength was good. She couldn't walk past a snail because she was so slow because her agility was down.
Yep.
Which was really cool. And then watching her do, cause she got stats, obviously, as she was doing, like she had her base like, vitality stats, but then because she had the shield, it was like plus 20, right? Which you saw that. And then whenever she would get, because she was getting hit by that fucking rabbit over and over again for hours on end, it boosted her skills, and you watched her figure out, like, hey, I was at 128, but now that I have times 2, blah, 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 I got this much.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And she figured it out really quickly.
See her start to figure the skills out,
you know,
the stats and all that.
After playing RPGs and seeing that for myself, it's like, wow, they actually know what the fuck they're doing with this show.
Yeah, unlike Sword Art.
Well, we're going to talk about the first fake thing Maple ever did in New World Online, Bofuri. She fought a Hydra, a poison Hydra at that.
That she did.
After.
Hold on. What do you mean after?
After she boosted her poison stats to not take any damage from it.
No. She only boosted it to have a very like a beginner level of poison resist.
It was kind of like beginner.
I know she had. I thought she got all the way to strong.
That's what she did with the Hydra.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the Hydra was literally dousing her and throwing up on like multiple poison.
Bitch, die!
Before she gets to the Hydra, she went back into the village, and one of the other people we meet later on, Chrome. Isn't it Chrome? Well, she meet Iz and Chrome.
Chrome?
The red shield.
Oh, yeah, his name is Chrome, isn't it?
Because he gives her potions.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he gives her, like,
because people are nice in this world.
Yeah, that's the fun thing. Like, we play Dark Souls and fucking...
People are nice in Dark Souls unless they want to kill you, then they're not.
We play Elden Ring and shit like that, and they're like, fuck you, we're gonna kill you and take your shit. But so people are nice, and he gives her a little bit. The crafter says, "Hey, I can." Well, Chrome actually shows her because he was because Maple looked at Chrome's shield, was like, "Man, that's a nice, great shield. Can I get one of those?" He was like, "Man, I kind of got it custom made from this crafter I know. Let me show you her." So he introduces Iz to her and tells her how much it's going to be. Then Chrome and Iz tell her about the Hydra, about the boss room, and she goes there after Chrome gives her a little bit of potions, and she does not have any strength. She does not have any kind of weapon based kind of thing. She's just a great shield. So she fights the Hydra just on defense and those HP those little tablets or the fucking vials.
Little vials of health vials.
She had just enough, guys, just enough to get poison resistance for everything. Like, she's never gonna ever get any poison.
Advanced poison resistance. Yep.
Fake.
Then she just didn't just get poison resistance and then not worry about anything else. The way she defeated the Hydra, and I'm gonna let Kadawfi Crush explain this one.
Oh, cool. I got this. All right. So we got a Hydra, 3-headed Hydra. Baby girl has a dagger and a big ass shield. Hydra ends up snatching her up, picks her up, and she's like, "Oh shit, what am I gonna do?" Well, the only thing I can do. The bitch starts biting it. Apparently, your teeth count as a weapon in this game. And she ate the Hydra. Pretty much chunk, until the thing died. And
Fake.
when she does, she again acquired a skill. Hydra Eater. And she Devour was not a skill she acquired. Devour was that shield that she got.
You sure?
Yes.
I thought she put it on the shield.
No, the shield had the shield was like the replica of the Dark Knight or the Evil Knight or something like that.
I remember
but the shield had
the
the Devour skill to it.
You might have to look that one up.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
You can say what you want to say. I feel like she actually got devoured.
I'll tell you what. Don't be asking me questions if you're going to disagree with what I said.
She put the skill slot, but like there was one skill slot on the shield and she put devour on it. But whoever cares, she ate a fucking Hydra just to fucking defeat it. And then got one of the baddest fucking armor sets ever.
By eating a Hydra.
Yeah. She got a badass armor set, a badass new shield, and she got the ability for Hydra Eater. Which that particular ability for her allows her to summon the very boss that she fucked up and use all of his power.
And paralyzing shout too.
Paralyzing shout came from somewhere else. It didn't come from the Hydra.
It was the weapon she got with.
Yeah, but it didn't come from the Hydra, did it?
Yeah. The devour.
You might be right about that.
Shout.
Yeah. What we're getting at is apparently defeating one shitty boss in a very particular way can give you every fucking skill that you could ever imagine in this game. Yeah.
No, man. She got a couple more too. She got acid rain, lethal poison breath, and yeah, she got Hydra. Like that's just she got those many skills just from killing that one boss by eating it. Like that's gotta tell you guys how fake Maple is. But we're not even close to being done how fake she is. So later
Exhibit number 2.
and the third episode. Sally, Riza, finally becomes part of New World Online. I want to say New World Order so bad. Scott Hall all the way, baby.
Rest in peace, homie.
But yeah, Sally comes in
I forgot
and
about that.
she actually shows Maple what an actual pro gamer would be, which I would believe, and MattMatt can kind of disagree with me. I feel like that's kind of like the Kadawfi to any kind of game because he would have a lot of agility in his person and not as much strength and fucking.
He would try to like make his character the way he wants to.
He's the pro gamer.
We're already faking everything.
Well, hold on. Let me jump in here a minute about Miss Risa. Because we're not going to just skip past Miss Risa.
Oh, no.
No. I got you.
No.
So when we meet Risa, like at her house, when she's not in game, not Sally, excuse me, Kaede, Maple, is talking to her over the phone, and you get to see like a quick shot of what Risa's room looks like. Risa's currently on punishment. She's not allowed to play video games because she's been fucking up in school and she has to get her grades back up.
Yeah.
But what you see right there next to her bed is her computer and all of her gaming trophies. Baby girl has a ton of gaming trophies. She's an actual beast when it comes to gaming.
She's the damn what's the computer fucking the E1 or not E1 fucking
the fuck is it called? I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember the name. It's like computer like high level computer gaming fucking shit. Like Battlefield and fucking
esports.
Like esports gamer.
Yeah, she's like an esports gamer. Yeah, because she has literal trophies and stuff sitting in her room.
But yeah, explain your favorite character.
So Risa gets into the game and she decides not to use her real name, just like Kaede did. Kaede decided to be Maple, which Maple is the English version of her Japanese name. Now, Risa jumps in and becomes Sally. And I remember when I first watched it, I was like, Sally? Who the fuck? She's gonna be trash. Sally, she ain't gonna be no damn Maple. Oh, Sally shut me the fuck up real fast.
I still feel like Sally's a little bit on the...
You can talk that cash.
Who'd win? Who'd win?
Sally. Now,
Maple.
Sally.
Maple would eat Sally, keep her in the shield forever.
Sorry.
Bitch, let me out so I can play the game.
She would devour Sally as soon as it happened.
I think Sally would beat Maple. Anywho, Sally gets in, and essentially she just kind of is still trying to introduce Maple to the game, even though Maple has played a little bit more than she has.
All right. So the first event, it was pretty much like a PvP kind of thing. They had to fight. Like everyone really had to fight. And Maple's already decked out on pretty much boss level fucking armor, fucking powers, skills, and shit like that.
She also happens to be the protagonist of the show, so plot helps her out a lot.
No, plot does not help her. It's just her fucking awesomeness. That's all it is. So she's just, the whole time this first event's happening, like gang of people, like teams, single people that think they're real are fucking just coming after her. And she's like, she took a morning star to the fucking head. And if you can take a morning star to the fucking head and no fucking damage happened, something's wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Something's absolutely wrong.
She was out there. People were hitting her and dying from hitting her. I mean,
that's why they had the buff Devour.
That was nerf.
Nerf the shit.
And I mean, most of her kills were based off of Devour, that shield that she had. I mean, it did exactly what she did. Devour. Ate everything. If you came up to her, you were getting ate.
And it wasn't even like she hit him, and then she would just touch him with a shield.
Oh, yeah.
She was like, thank you.
Paralyzing. She hit him with paralyzing shot and then just kind of walk up on him.
And just touch him with that shit was... Put yourself in one of those players' shoes, right? You've been playing this game for days on end, right? You've got 100 hours, whatever, stacked up on here, and you meet some level fucking 7 person, right? Right? You with me on this?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. Then you run down, you do your biggest special attack you got. And she goes, oh, anyway, and then Thanos is your ass.
Goodbye.
It's true. That's exactly what she does.
That was like really cool with her. Because when you say that, like a lot of people, somebody may have spent hundreds of hours. The thing with New World Online is it was relatively new. Based on the second event, they actually started to open up more of the game to you, more and more of the game as you get to go through Maple's story in the game. You actually get to see how the developers have things planned out already for the future. Again, the first event, they kind of already had a big PvP tournament planned out, and we're going to actually get to the second event later because that leads into the story that the developers are telling versus the story that we're watching with Maple. And that was another thing I really loved about the show was Maple had a story of her just fucking off, but the developers had a story that the game was trying to tell you and show you. Just about any time you see her deal with a boss or just catch a cutscene with an NPC or
get nerfed, just her.
Or shit, if you look at what hasn't do anything for the story.
I know, but the developers had to nerf they had to nerf one character, one person, one player the entire fucking game.
They didn't really nerf her, they kind of just...
They nerfed the skill, but it was because of her.
Yes,
and she just started. Have you ever joined a game and immediately got something banned for everybody?
Bayonetta. Bayonetta on Smash Bros. Fucking Meta Knight on Smash Bros. Now,
But she really wasn't. She was top 3, but she was not the first. Like she was not number 1.
Yeah.
She was. It was Pain, Dread,
and then Maple, which Maple caught a lot of clout off of that. Like when people who entered the tournament, when they failed and died, they actually got to sit back and watch the rest of the tournament play out. And the people who
except for the people who got devoured, they were stuck in the shield.
and they have first row seats on this bitch.
Some say they're still there.
They're still there.
Because what was that sorry ass dude's name? Christmas Rose. The dude that showed up with my name was Christmas Rose.
I'm the baddest motherfucker ever.
And then, oh God, I'm dead. And it's just, he was one of the ones who got to sit there and watch her next to the people who didn't even join the tournament.
And which episode is this?
This is like first or second.
This is like the first or second episode.
Second episode. Sally came in third.
But it's also a shorter series. It's 12 episodes, so you get a lot of information really quickly.
They pack it full, and they don't have time to go, oh, and you need to just know I'm going to tell you something about this later, which they surprisingly do. That when she fought the bee and caught that little ring off the bee, that takes place later in the series. That does something later for her. Later. You actually forget she gets the shit. Actually, you go back and watch it now, and you'll forget that she gets the shit. And
that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, but Sally's a swashbuckler. She does use a shit ton of agility, has HP, and has a lot of attack. That's pretty much Sally's thing. No, she doesn't have any HP. Yeah, she has no vitality. She has agility, MP, and attack. Yeah, that's where she's at.
She didn't say she put a lot of MP in though because she didn't know where she was going to.
Right.
Most of her stats went to agility.
Most of them went to agility because she planned on not getting hit as a swashbuckler.
She ran like a Naruto fucking.
Like a Naruto.
Right. And once you got Sally in the game and Sally and Maple decided, hey, let's go on an adventure. What happened was from there is that Sally just starts walking off like normal, but Maple can't keep up. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's like super far back. It's like she's walking in reverse. And that's because of the simple agility stats that we put in. So what Sally decided to do from there was like, all right, if we're going to travel together, bitch, I'm going to carry you. Literally. Put her on her back and hauled ass.
That was kind of nice. But their first mission was from east. Maple is
the crafter.
Is the crafter. Maple wanted to get a different shield than the black one she wanted.
Right.
So she asked what she could do to get like a white one. So she would need like a special fish in a damn cave, and she would need like 200, 250 or something.
Something like that.
And so with Sally, okay, this is what kind of gets me, Kadawfi, is they don't say dexterity, but I think dexterity is like agility in the game. Because it's kind of like your technical kind of aspect of it. Because Maple doesn't have any agility, so she couldn't really catch any fish. But Sally had
was
a lot of agility.
Right.
She was just.
So what it seems like, they even show like the stat star. We have the star chart of the stats or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think what happens is that each large stat like agility, defense, and strength, things like that. I think each of those come with a group of substats that go along with that. They don't really ever deeply explain that, but they kind of just leave that there for you to pick into.
Yeah.
Something for you to just kind of discover. Like what I was telling about the world building. The world building there is surprisingly deep.
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of little, like if you know what you're looking at, you'll be like, oh shit, there's one of those. And like the rabbit type thing. That they meant for you to go, that looks like this.
Yeah.
They meant for you to do shit like that.
Or the Pokemon sounds.
I still do like that, that Maple isn't the only playstyle that you could do and succeed.
Right.
Like, because Sally could come in there and be the swashbuckler. There's damn May and UA later on with all of strength maxed out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they can do that.
Oh
they didn't have agility or defense, but they were throwing hands like a son of a bitch.
Yes, they were. Throwing hammers.
Throwing hammers.
The crystal hammers.
The hammer sisters.
Kanade? The puzzle solver.
Oh,
yes.
Because I kept calling his ass Canada from fucking...
Kanade, yeah.
To me, it's like he's like the mage of the group.
He is.
So it's kind of like you don't have to always be all in defense it's kind of like an RPG. You can just push your own path. And she had her own story, but, I was getting off track. I'm sorry for saying. It's just how they explained it and how it's shown that there's more just than putting all in defense.
Right. Well, there's more than, honestly, in that game, there's so much more than just combat. That was something I also really liked about it, too, because like we were getting to with Sally and Maple, when they got to that cave, they had to go fishing. And to go fishing, like you were saying, Maple didn't have enough agility to actually be able to successfully get she'd be there for years trying to get 200-something scales from those fish. Whereas Sally got there, she was yanking fish up left and right, and then she was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go free diving. And came back with every fucking scale she ever needed and then some.
Hey, I gotta be honest. I like how there's more than just like the usual skills in an RPG. Like, she actually leveled up swimming. And she leveled up fishing. Yep. Like, you can level up little things that you really wouldn't think would be in an RPG like that. Yeah. But yeah, tell about the first boss of that Sally fought, because...
Well, so like in that pond, in that lake, that cave pond, whatever you would call it.
It was a cave.
Sally went free diving, found a whole bunch of fish scales, killing fish, of course, down there, brought them back up, and she also discovered a door down there. And was like, well, I want to get through that door, but I need to level my swimming up. My swimming and my breathing up better. Or was it underwater, holding her breath?
It was just breathing and
right. Breathing and swimming. She needs to level that up better. So she took some time helping Maple get all of her shit, while at the same time doubling and getting her skills. Which you actually didn't see Sally learn some of the skills that she did learn. Because when she finally gets through that door, enters a boss battle. She fights a gigantic fish.
Yeah, she had wind cutter for no reason.
Like, I mean, it wasn't no reason.
Like, she probably learned it off
screen. Yeah. She learned it off screen, and she had wind cutter, power attack, and she had anything else?
Double slash, too.
And double slash.
You can't convince me that power attack didn't come from Monster Hunter.
I could try. Like, I'm not going to.
It reminded me of Monster Hunter, man.
But Matt, you kind of been jumping in and out. Is there anything that you kind of liked about the first kind of 3 episodes that...
Well, the like I was saying, the little things. Like her helping her friend, like, obviously she's not getting... It's really cool to see that, yes, it is a game. This is her friend coming in to help her out getting this white shield she wants, but at the same time, she's leveling up by just helping her friend.
Right.
And then you have people out and about. Like what's really cool is that text box, the chat log at the end of each one, because her actions affect the world around her. Like after the first event where everyone was talking about her, or before that when she was, did y'all hear about this girl? And she ate a Hydra. And then, well, no, I didn't hear about that. That's just a rumor and all that. And it's like you get to see her story grow and people's reactions through that. It's showing you that this is 100% indeed a video game they're playing, not the world that they are in.
Right. Well, you could also say
it's different.
It's a living world.
It is a living world.
There are NPCs that kind of have the same dialogue, but there is a living world out there in this game.
And other players, and they're doing their stories and their thing.
And I mean, there's no one set story in this game either. Like how, Sword Art was like, oh, get to the final stage and you're done. And it's like, all right. Or there's not like Final Fantasy games. There's not like some gigantic boss at the end that we're looking for. There's just a gigantic world that we're inhabiting, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as they go through it.
Well, Sally slides this damn fish. Like, really, I really believe it wasn't that hard.
With water attacks at that.
No,
how do you kill a fish with water?
Wind cutter is a wind attack.
She had wind cutter. She had some water attack she kept using. It was like punching, like slapping the shit out of that thing in the face. And she had the double slash, and she had that power attack. So I remember when she was fighting that fish, I was like, ooh, using water attacks is a bad idea, Sally. She made it work. She made it.
Sally said, fuck you, I'll do it anyway.
Bro, I just drowned a fish.
Like, how do you drown a fish?
Because she's fucking Sally.
Sally the squash.
But to be honest, the boss fights in this anime so far we've watched, the main characters really kind of slide these bosses, making it feel like they're better than the bosses. Like, to be honest.
The bosses.
I know. Well, I know Maple slides the hell out of the boss, and then Sally slides the boss, but that was also a boss she was preparing for and didn't know it was there. Mm-hmm. I mean, she had a feeling behind that door.
Yeah, because it was a door.
Right.
When you see a boss door.
Right. And it's like there's a bunch of water. So she prepared. Maple be faking her way through shit. Sally prepares. This is kind of like one of those things about gaming where like some people are extremely lucky and some people are extremely skilled. Sometimes skill can't beat luck.
And some people grind the shit out just to pass that one boss.
That's right. Some people trash.
Some people get the Black Knight Great Sword on the first try.
And some people are the trashiest trash people ever. They should never ever pick up a fucking controller
ever in their lives. Like, what are you playing with your feet? What are you doing?
So after that, they kill. Sally kind of levels up. She gets a few moves, attacks, skills, and she gets a new armor set and everything. And Maple finally gets her white shield, which she never uses until later on for some reason.
She's saving it.
She's saving it for a better time.
Because that durability is going to drop down eventually on that black shield.
But you just keep rebuilding it.
I know, but saying.
There's one small part in the show right before like it gets to the second level, which Sally kind of shows Maple, which is really a nice kind of a thing that you would find in kind of RPGs, which is that endless sunset.
Sunrise. Endless sunrise. Yeah, sunset.
The area.
The sunset. The beach. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very beautiful thing. If I was playing an RPG like that and they had that, I would love to go there.
I'd spend all my time there. I do all my duels there.
That shit looked like Majula from Dark Souls 2.
You would invite the person and be like, hey man, come right here, we'll fucking do it.
We might die, but it's going to be nice.
You're gonna love the sun. You're gonna love the sunset while you're dying. While your guts are falling to the ground, you're gonna love it.
It's gonna be the best thing ever. And yes, I'm gonna rob you afterwards.
I'm gonna steal your shit first. See what you got. They were pretty much done with the first level. Like they had all the bosses they really needed to kill. They kind of leveled up. They kind of maxed out on the first level.
Right, mapped it all out, figured everything out that they could figure out at the time.
So they went to the second level, which the second level really wasn't no problem for them, but it was a lot more.
They had a boss to clear before they got to the second level.
Oh yeah, the deer. The deer was nice though.
The deer with the apples.
That deer was nice because that's when they got their Pokemon. When they got the Pokemon.
Articuno. Yeah. You're one more event. One more event. Event number.
You want the Pokemon so bad. I want the Pokemon so bad.
They fight the deer and they kind of and I kind of talked down my ass. Yes, that deer kind of gave them some kind of challenge. Like Sally was definitely whooping that deer's ass, but there was a lot of points where she was kind of scared for her life. But Maple was back there with the Hydra poisoning the fucking deer, so like that's like the best support character to ever have.
Oh yeah,
it's Maple.
But I mean, was this the battle where Maple got knocked the fuck out? Was it this one or was it the bird?
It was probably the bird because like
because Sally almost soloed this boss.
Maple had cover me, and that's
cover move. Cover move.
I should say cover me, but yeah, it's cover move, and yeah, that was the move where she saved Sally a couple times in a few attacks,
right?
Because I think the deer didn't have wind cutter, but it was kind of like a similar kind of move.
Very similar, but that's when Sally realized Sally being the professional gamer here, she looking at the boss like something's up with those apples on his head. Distract this motherfucker so I can deal with those apples. And that's when Sally showed how nasty she really was. Like, it's okay to be nasty underwater, but to be jumping as high as she was and climbing up this gigantic thing. And I mean, she was just vicious. I mean, the way she swung them swords. Oh man, them little daggers.
I do like her weapon set. Those are some nice little daggers. I'll give you that. I hope
reverse grip.
I really hope they got some bleed damage on them. I really hope she got some bleed damage on them.
I hope so too.
But yeah, they killed the deer. Actually, the deer was the forest guardian. It didn't drop anything, and Maple did get knocked out.
That was the fight she got knocked out.
She got knocked out because she took like the last big hit from.
That was the one that broke her shield.
Probably why she got knocked out.
But Sally took care of it, and she didn't drop anything. I was thinking that it dropped the token, but it would have dropped 2 for him. But it only the token came from the first event.
Mm-hmm.
She thought it was a keepsake.
Right.
So, MattMatt, what were they experiencing in the second level?
That was when Forest Guardian happened. That was when
I did like how they.
That was when they met the dude that looked like Snake, right? Is that when that happened? Or was that first level?
They met Snake and they met Drag and
Dread.
I call
that
Dread.
dude's that
Drag and
Dread.
Dread. Drag and Dread. They met those two at the diner before they went to the Sunset.
Oh shit! So I'm fucking up.
No, there was another thing too. They had the dinner and the stars with their eyes.
That was in the
the
that
fucking
was in the
acid
second
trip.
event.
That's what that
They
happened.
did that after they got to the second event. They went back to the first level to do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There was something Risa was holding on as a surprise for something they did. I don't remember what the fuck it was that she did to congratulate them.
Because she didn't want to show her that area yet.
Right, but there was a reason why she did show it to her. I don't remember why. So what? We're on the second stage now. This is where what's on the second stage? I know the third event is coming. The tag team event.
No, that's
the second event.
What was the third event? Oh
Third
yeah,
event was
you're right. The cow event. My fault. The second event, the tag team event's coming.
That's when Maple gets another stupid ass fucking ability in the second level. What was it? In the second level, Maple fell in a lot more boss battles than she actually didn't want to be in.
Well, during the second event is what she. Oh my god! Are we at the second event yet?
Well, we reached the second level, but there was something before the second event that they did before, because did they do anything?
I know they met up with Iz and they met up with Chrome again. You know, oh shit, you made it here. Blah, blah. I don't really remember exactly what, besides Maple slaying shit left and right, her and Sally just kind of boosting themselves up, getting ready for the next event, really.
Well, the next event was pretty much another PvP kind of thing. Well, they had to collect medals,
right?
But PvP was included in that.
Was a way you could get medals,
and it was 10 silver medals. You get 1 gold medal,
right?
And one gold medal would give you a skill you can pick,
right?
And that's the second. Remember, the second level is when they fought to get the. Man, I'm telling you, the Pokemon came
in the second event. This is the event it came.
Yeah, because they went to
because Maple fell down the hole, and they fought. Maple falls down the hole. They fought something down in the hole. They crushed it, and then they came back up. And when they were out and about in the world, they found a boss gate, and then Chrome and his little crony showed up, and they was like, "Oh man, we ain't having no luck getting none of these medals. We got our asses clapped yesterday." And Maple was like, "Well, we're kind of ahead of the game on you. You guys can go ahead. No big deal."
Oh yeah,
and so Chrome and his shitty friends, they go walking into the boss gate, and Maple and Sally are just like, "Well,
we'll just wait out here."
These guys are. Well, they're like, "Well, we'll go find something else to do because it's going to take a while before and then the boss gate opens." And they're like, "Well, there's only 2 options why the boss gate closed and then opened right back. Either all the items were right there when you came through the door, or they got killed already."
They got clapped.
So
all right. I guess it's our turn.
Sally and fucking Maple decide to walk in there, and here comes your first Pokemon. Your first Pokemon reference. Anybody who knows about the original 150 and the legendary birds, we got Articuno in the house. The Iceberg. Thing came through, was whooping on their asses for quite some time, tearing Maple up, hitting her with that piercing damage that never showed up.
Yeah, after that.
Hitting her with that piercing damage that never showed up.
When did piercing damage show up?
The admin added to him.
Mm-hmm. Piercing damage does show up again. It does come back and plays a very big part in some later battles. But that's when they first discover like what piercing damage actually feels like, what it does, and that Sally couldn't solo this boss. Maple couldn't solo this boss.
It had teamwork.
This boss was designed to crush anybody to come up. If you recall the admins talking about it later in the road. So they finally do eventually just barely, and I mean just barely, beat this boss because Maple had a new skill that allowed her to survive with 1 HP. If she were to take an attack that would kill her, she could keep 1 HP and retain it. And
man, that sounds like something in fucking like Ninja.
Well, I mean, in Pokemon, there's a move called not a move, but a skill called Sturdy. Rock type Pokemon like to get it.
Would that technically count as a saving throw?
A saving throw?
That's probably uncharted territory right now.
Well, I mean, help me out, bro.
Saving throw is, I do believe, from D&D mostly, where they take a heavy hit, but they also have the chance to roll. I might be pissing some people off right now. To roll the dice to try to see if they retain some health. Or maybe a better comparison would probably be the fuck was it called? The Doom Trap from Secret of Mana. You know, it takes everything but 1 HP.
Yeah, sometimes that shit kills you though.
The death trap. That shit used to clap your ass. But from here, they actually get some of the coolest things that they could ever get. They actually recovered 2 eggs after killing this boss. Eggs that they weren't supposed to find because the game developers decided they didn't want anybody to defeat this boss. Well, fucking Mally. Mally did it.
Hey, we gotta nerf Maple again, guys. She killed the unkillable boss.
Sally and Maple killed the unkillable boss, and they picked up 2 eggs. In those eggs, like MattMatt said, it's kind of like Digimon. But at the same time, it's also kind of like Pokemon. Because in Pokemon, you have to carry the egg with you, keep it warm until it hatches.
Pokemon's way better.
But
Pokemon.
I'm not getting into that fight with anybody.
Pokemon's way better. I'll fight you.
Hold on. Let's just get back to it. Pokemon, it's 100 steps for me. And this one, it was they had to keep it warm for a while, and then it finally hatched. So Maple gets she picked the right kind of egg. She picked the one that kind of looked like a turtle, and what popped out was a turtle. And Sally picked one that kind of looked like the backside of a kimono.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah.
And what popped out was, I think that it was a fox, but it was the what would you call it? I'm blanking right now.
A Keaton.
Not a Keaton.
Kind of like the same fox that Kurama is from Naruto. Not the demon fox, and or more like, because it uses fire, more like Ninetales from Pokemon. It's like that special fox. I can't think of the name besides Keaton right now. Also,
fuck that. The turtle was better.
After no.
Now they did give these creatures names. They had to name these creatures, and Sally named her creature Obero. What did Maple? What did Maple name her turtle?
Syrup.
Maple syrup.
And I'm telling you, man, that would be the best tag team move in the world.
She did come up with the best tag team move. Imagine, because this was when, how long until she was able to gigantify the fucking turtle?
Not too much longer after that.
She had to love.
They had to train it.
Like the Pokemon.
And those were like, they went like back down to the first level and was fighting those shitty things
over and over again.
And I mean, they're standing behind their little monsters going, go! I mean, they deeply reference Pokemon throughout that whole episode.
But that turtle kind of has a little bit of has a lot more moves than what I would see the fox does, because like the turtle had like water beam, and then it had razor leaf. Like that's what
and vine whip. Right. Whereas Obero ends up getting things like shadow clones, fire breath, invisibility. Obero gets a lot of really cool.
Wasn't it like a passive though that like Sally could be invisible too?
It wasn't a passive. It was one of his maneuvers that it turned Sally into. Kind of like Warframe with the dogs that can turn you invisible.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
So Sally kind of picked the right fucking...
You damn right,
so
Sally picked the right
Are you saying
animal.
that Sally turned herself from a swashbuckler into a shinobi?
You damn
That's
right.
exactly what she did.
You damn right. Which, that's pretty cool. We were talking about some of like the stats and classes and stuff. And they never actually put class titles on anything. They jump in and go, hey, what are your stats? What do you look like? Pick a weapon.
Right.
And that determines who and what you are, which, I mean, there are wizards. You don't see them very often until you end up getting to the Flame Guild with Meat.
Yeah.
Meat's awesome.
You see the healer and then...
right.
What's the other guy?
The healer. She was a great healer. She was a super amazing healer.
Jesus Christ, man, stop.
Cannons.
Hey, you saw how Tsunade was a healer and she had all that extra chocolate. That's too fun.
Well, look here. You got to be able to store it somewhere.
Sakura had it in her head. She had a big ass forehead.
Billboard brow. Billboard brow. But anyway,
yeah.
So that was one of the really cool things I liked about the show was that like they didn't just exactly force anybody to do anything. They said, "Here's a world. Go fucking figure it out." Mm-hmm. I mean, from the giddy up, I don't think she even had a tutorial. Maple's tutorial was, hey, where do I fight bosses at? And Frederica, with her sorry ass, was like,
and it was
it
was an actual other player telling me.
Hey, right. That at least the player was nice enough, because there's a lot of people that aren't nice enough that would do that.
Most of the time when you play MMOs, especially as a newbie, people are extremely nice. Like that dude Get Chrome giving her potions and stuff like that. I mean, that's
a real thing.
That's very real.
And added her as a friend, too.
And added her as a friend. Because, like, when you're new, people are always adding you as a friend, or you're always adding somebody's always trying to be your buddy when you're new. Because motherfuckers don't want you out here being trash. Because one day we might end up in a raid together. And I don't need your trash ass. I don't need your trash ass on my team. That's for sure.
That's what Chrome said?
Pretty much.
Exactly
She was like, I mean,
until he realized what the fuck Maple became.
He's like, oh God.
What
did I do? I should have killed her. I should have PK'd her.
There's a force to doom.
This guy named Crow. He's another great shielder in the show.
Right.
We'll talk about him later when he starts joining the guild. We'll talk about that later too. So the second event is going on, and they meet one of another person that kind of is Trill in the show. Usame.
She is super Trill.
The fucking
she is amazingly Trill. She's like a samurai with a pink outfit, and I like how
I think she's sort of I think what she was going for was Ronin.
Samurai Ronin.
Well, continuing on,
you know what I mean?
She's still
like a traveling Ronin, not no master.
Right, like a wandering Ronin.
I kind of like how they first meet up. She was like, "I'm stealing your gold. I'm gonna steal your gold medal."
Bitch, no, you're not.
Well, all right. So she was hanging out in the Oasis, chilling, waiting. Because, like, she placed 6th in the first event. She didn't do so bad by herself in the first event.
No one remembers 6th, though.
But no one remembers 6th. And that's one of the things. Maple doesn't care about the game. She cares about her experience in the game. So, like, she's not checking stats. She's not looking to see who the top dog is. She's not looking to see who the bottom players are. She's just like, let's go have some fucking fun. Mm-hmm. So, for her to run into... Say her name?
Kasame.
Is it Kasame or Kasumi?
Kasame. I say it might be Kasumi, but I feel Kasame probably be better.
I'm gonna go with Kasumi. You go with Kasame. Somebody will correct us later.
Matt, now correct us right now.
Matt, break the tie. Anyway,
y'all dumb motherfuckers. That's Kasumi.
Kasumi.
So it's
Kasumi. Is it a K-A?
K
or K-U?
Kasumi.
Oh, it's K-A?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's Kasumi. Cool.
All right.
Kasumi.
Continue on.
Kasumi.
Okay.
Fuck, we're doing this dumb shit for no reason.
That works. So, like, she shows up. She's, like, hiding behind a pillar in this fucking oasis, and she pops up with a really cool, I'm gonna take your shit. And, of course, Sally's like, bitch, I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for your ass.
Because we have that we have Sally's PvP moment just after this. We'll get to that
man!
Right after this
I mean, Sally was waiting on her, and old girl was like, "Well, it's Maple and her little homegirl. I'm not really feeling this odds." And Sally was like, "Bitch, you're not getting away after threatening us."
Because Kasumi used, like, what was it?
Super speed.
And then Sally was like, oh, you thought you were the only one with super speed? Super speed right back.
Chased her ass down the block.
You thought you were the only one that's worthy.
Chased her ass down the block and then proceeded to whoop that ass. I mean, she didn't kill her. She should have. But she didn't kill her because plot saved Kasumi's ass.
Yeah, Maple saved her actually.
When they fell down into the next dungeon.
Yeah, and they had to become friends, which Kasumi kind of really became friends with them anyway.
Yeah,
and she was like, "Oh, strong on strong. Let's just be friends more than
let's just be enemies." Right? Because at the end of the dungeon, like a lot of times, players would just be like, fuck you." Kasumi was like, "You know what? That was pretty cool."
I think it's because remember they found what was it? A gold token in the just off that, and then it was either a gold or a silver.
They fell on a silver token, which Maple kept. But when they beat the boss of that dungeon, they got 2 gold tokens. Gave one to Sally, gave one to Kasumi.
Yeah.
So I think
which she wasn't expecting, which was really cool,
right?
Because it's all. Again, it goes back to like this is not real life. This is just a video game that they're playing, and it's like, hey, we realized that you was trying to rob us, but you also earned your keep on this.
Right. You kept us alive. We kept you alive. You helped us escape.
Here you go.
I'll get it to you with your pickle chin ass.
So, yeah. And Mikasumi, and they keep on going. Well, Sally's like itching at PvP. She's dying to fucking play some PvP.
Oh
she's
my
like,
god.
Maple,
God.
Like, literally, she's like, please, Maple, just let me do some PvP. So Maple goes off and just chills with her boy, Syrup. And Sally, alright.
Sally becomes a nightmare.
To be honest, Sally looked like fucking Itachi in the Red Moon.
I ain't gonna say nothing now. You said, what did Sally do, sir?
Alright, I like Maple a lot better than Sally, but Sally fucking straight up made scrubs, good people, even probably fucking great fighters in this game look like a bunch of scrubs.
Oh yeah.
Like she came out, like you could see it in her eyes, like she looked like death incarnate coming at you. And the perfect thing was there was a red moon in the background and it just made her look like actual, like I was like, oh my god, like she killed a lot. And she only got 3 silver medals for it. You didn't even get that much. She killed that many people.
She didn't even care.
You know,
she didn't even care.
She got the experience.
Hey, that's what I'm about to say. She at least got the experience from it. So, hey, she at least got something from it. But she only got 3 silver medals. But she slid, like, it was after she was done. Because it went from her jumping in the air to, like, she is not a 100-man slayer. I give her, like, 45, maybe 50 people.
She ain't no guts.
But she
Alright, so check this out. Check this out. Alright, so I finished the series. Alright, I know I'm always the one who wants to finish the series ahead of time or whatever. I got addicted to this show, which is why I tried to show it to y'all forever ago, and now while we're doing the podcast on it.
I got some good news for you, by the way.
So I finished the series, and there is a segment in the final event that we get where Sally gets to do what Sally wants to do. 2 300-man slayer? 2 300-man slayer?
Did she chain kill him? Conga line?
did that bitch wipe out guilds by herself? There you go. No.
She killed probably like a weak ass guild. I don't know about the what was it, the flame?
The Flame Emperors?
Yeah, the Flame. I was gonna play the Flame Eaters.
Man,
but, we're going too far. This is supposed to technically be spoiler free.
I didn't say nothing. Watch the show. That's what I'm saying.
That's what we're all saying.
That's what we're getting at is watch the show. It's very rare the 3 of us watch something and are completely, the 3 of us are like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
So the second event ends and they just get enough for both of them to have 1 gold token. Mm-hmm. One skill to get. Maple gets
the gigantification.
No.
I thought that was that one.
That was one of his.
Syrup actually got giant, got to be more
right.
out like that.
That's one of Syrup's abilities.
Got psychokinesis.
Right, that's why he can fly.
She can make that float like aqua.
All right,
yeah.
All right. Well, before you go into Sally's, just let me take the floor for a minute. Again, imagine you're just a player in this game, and you're walking along, and then this big fucking turtle just flies overhead. You should probably run in the other direction because acid rain is coming down.
Here comes death.
Here comes death. A big turtle named Syrup.
If you think about it, if she really was a bad person, she could probably kill so many people.
Dude, Maple's the villain.
Maple's not the villain.
Maple's the villain of the whole show.
She's the villain.
Villain of the whole show.
She's a boss without knowing it. I'll give you that. But she, cause, man, sometimes, boss, okay, we can talk about the Kraken. We can talk about the Kraken, how they went into the Kraken boss room and literally Maple just went Hydra and poisoned all the water around them and then killed the Kraken.
I mean,
you saw it. The Kraken was just
what kind of a villain would poison the water source?
It was just boss fight.
What kind of a villain would poison the water source?
We're getting reel it back, guys. Come on.
Hideous person.
No, that was right around the time of second.
I know.
Second event. But what was Sally's?
I don't know. What did Sally get?
I think it was Sword Dance, which was actually a fucking
Sword Dance was incredible
because she already has multi-shadows on, and she's got Sword Dance, which takes away some of her health, which she's all right with because she's already low health anyway, and it ups her damn agility and her speed.
It doesn't take her health. It's based off of if she dodges attacks. The more attacks she dodges, the higher her attack and agility goes up.
But doesn't she?
Because she'll start to glow blue.
But doesn't she take extra damage from sword dance?
If she were to get hit.
Okay, that's probably what I was getting.
Which, I mean, Sally don't get hit.
But yeah, she turns blue like fucking, like it's Super Saiyan God blue or something.
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. Get it right.
Alright, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, my fucking bad. There's a bunch of fucking S's. But yeah, so they're kind of already pretty much OP for this the second and the first level. So the next thing that really happens is because of this event, the creators of New World Online bring up guilds,
right?
And you can already kind of see it in the world with Mai,
right?
How she was me.
It's a me.
It's a me.
No.
But she's pretty much a leader. She kind of gives like really charismatic speeches, and she's got a lot of people kind of backing her play. You saw that at the beginning of the second event. Well, Maple kind of takes a couple days because they do the second event and they go to school.
May I interject just a moment?
Sorry.
With me and her guild of friends? So me, not only is she charismatic and has a large guild of friends, they're called the Flame Emperors. She uses primarily fire magic, me does. Which she also, you get to see two classes that you don't get to see anywhere else in the game. You get to see a healer, or a cleric of sorts, and then you also get to see a trap maker, the guy who drops off traps. Right, like, I mean, who was really expecting the trap man? But dude has a shit ton of traps at his disposal.
And if you think about it, like, in real life, he could use those traps.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's actually learning how to be a bomb maker in game.
Right, unless he is one. Oh, something else I forgot to mention about the game itself. Earlier, when Sally and them were doing the swimming under the thing,
yeah, we went over that.
We walked right past it. Apparently, that if you have particular skills in real life, some of them can transfer over into the game. Like Sally's ability to really, really swim well. Yeah. That transferred over for her. I'm assuming certain things like, if you were proficient with weapons or swords, or maybe if you have a particular kind of knowledge, those kind of things can transfer over to you and give you a slight advantage. It won't show up in your stat bar, but it'll show up for you when you're gaming and stuff.
I bet Kasumi was actually a pretty badass fucking swordman.
I think so, because she was pretty good with that damn thing.
But yeah. Anything else about me?
About me and friends? For right now, no, I think that's cool.
But it is kind of cool how she did, she just doesn't have a whole bunch of foot soldiers and just random shit. She does have a lot of foot soldiers, but she does have a few expert classes.
Right, like generals of sorts. Like Split Sword Sheen.
You can't just have one leader to a giant.
Did y'all meet Split Sword Sheen? My fault. I'm gonna shut the plug up.
We're going too far. We're running out of show.
Not at all.
I'm running out of show.
We also do got to talk about how Maple got another skill called, I call it Cover Me.
Cover move.
Where she can kind of keep up with Sally now, even though because she can just jump in front of Sally with Cover Move. Right. Which is kind of nice too. And she can pick up the Devour.
Human Shield!
Pretty much. There's just like there's like an ass load of skills in that show. And I mean, like, I don't think you'll ever be able to see them all. Based on the show itself. I don't know if there's a manga to it, if the manga's still going or not. I have no idea, to be honest with you. I'd probably want to add that to my list of mangas right along with Grimgar.
Kadawfi, we got something to tell you at the end of this.
We have a surprise for you.
They got a surprise!
They have a season 2 coming out. It was announced a day ago!
Well, yes, they are having a season 2, so they announced it today that they're coming out with a season 2.
Nice. I'm pretty excited about that. I was actually just saying to you earlier, I think, that I don't think there's a reason for a season 2. Because, I mean, the way the show ended was like, yeah, okay.
But yeah, that's a great, it's awesome that they're coming with a season 2, because I felt the same way watching the show. It's like, damn, I want to see what the ending of the show.
What more they can do.
Yeah, what more they can do. Well, Maple's offline for a couple of days. Sally kind of grinds a little bit, and she tells her that they are starting guilds. Well, Maple and Sally, for one episode, for at least a half an episode, are searching for a guild house.
Right.
And they search in the cities, and it's kind of like, I really don't like it. Well, they find this nice old tree. And it's if I could pick a guild house, that shit would be mine.
If I could just pick a house, that'd be a really nice house to have.
But yeah, they get the tree, and guess what they call it, guys?
Wait, hold on. Before we even name the guild, we had to go collect the rest of the guild members. We have to collect 8 in total. We have Maple.
Well,
we have Sally.
They didn't get the twins. They didn't get the twins off the
We have Iz.
Yeah.
Chrome. Kasumi.
And
Kanade. Where the fuck did Kanade come from? I feel like my dude just kind of popped up.
I think we kind of...
He helped them with the second event.
Yeah.
In the second event.
Because he figured out the puzzle, gave them the book or whatever, but didn't tell them the answer.
Yeah, the water puzzle. Where it was fucking Sally put water in the first one, but Maple put poison in the next one.
If it's a liquid, it counts.
It counts.
That's what Sally said.
So, I mean, that's where Kanade came from. I forgot. Because Kanade's the wizard with the Rubik's Cube.
And he's not, and I really like how his Rubik's Cube, doesn't give him the same skill every day, but it changes every day. Which is kind of nice, where it's kind of like a randomizer.
Right. You
might have the best skill one day and a shit skill the next day.
I mean, for grinding and material collection, you could totally use that staff to, choose what it is you want to go for today. Say today you get a skill that helps you mine. I guess I'm going to the mines today. It kind of helps randomize your playthrough every day. And I think that's kind of cool too, because it's already a random ass game, and to keep you just kind of on your toes of what I can do, what I can't do. Maybe today I get fireball skill or some type of flame move or something like that. And it's I guess today I'll go with that.
Well, to be honest, putting Kanade with that kind of skill makes him more of a jack of all trades.
Absolutely.
He can actually, he knows a lot more than what they do, and it's a really cool thing. But yes, Kanade, Kasumi, Chrome is the crafter, which is kind of nice that you can get a fucking crafter and
absolutely,
your ass got pulled the fucking golden egg on that shit because every time either your shit's chipped or broke, you'd be like, hey, I need my crafter to fix this shit, and it's already in your guild.
And she's right on it. She's like, all right, cool, no big. She loves to do her job.
And you'll still pay, but I'm guessing you probably get some guild fucking discounts.
I'm sure. I mean, I think most of what you have to pay is the material cost.
Yeah.
If she's part of your guild, she probably don't ask for much money. Because, most money in guilds goes into one bank and blah, blah, blah. I'm not getting all that shit. Because that's just other game mechanics. Not even sure if it works like that in New World Online. I almost did. I was really close. New World Order. So now that we have those, 7 people?
Yeah.
That's 7 people we have in the guild. And then we end up, 6 people.
They act like one person, but...
Earlier in the series, when Sally and Maple were together, they saw 2 noobs kind of just noobing around town, and they were kind of laughing and giggling. It was 2 sets of girls. They were twins. Yeah. And later, when Maple was like, well, we kind of need some other players to join our little guild.
Well, we never brought up the name.
I'm getting there. I'm going to get there. I want to fill the whole character roster out, and then we'll get there.
Well, I
want to fill the whole character roster out the way we're talking about it, and not trying to keep spoiling every bit of the story for everybody, because somebody eventually is going to watch this. I hope everybody watches Bofuri. I mean, for real. If everybody enjoyed Dragon Ball and Naruto, go enjoy fucking Bofuri, dude.
And it's not that long.
It really isn't. It really isn't. If you like a good show that has a lot of humor and a little bit of Sailor Moon to it, fucking have a blast, bro. Go for it. Go fucking for it, man.
They meet the girls in the first level, and when they meet the girls, they've kind of leveled themselves out with strength because they've already leveled out, maxed out in that first level, but no one really wants to play with them.
Right.
No one really wants to, they don't want to go to the second level because they feel like they would lose.
Right. And they actually haven't really explored much themselves. They kind of figured they fucked up and was like, oh, we don't know what to do now.
And then Maple and Sally just roll up and say, hey, we'll help you out.
Right. They're like, hey, join us. And they're like, well, I don't know, being all nervous and shit. And they was like, bro, bring your bitch ass. And then we end up with Yumi and, what's this other sister's name?
May.
Yumi and May. And we get the twins.
It's not Yumi, it's you.
Is it you? Yue? I'm not doing you. Yue, Yui, Wowie. It's the twins is what I call them.
All I know is that, if, I gotta say this, if they could actually make a tag team move, that shit would be devastating.
I know. Tag team moves would be incredible in this. But essentially, we get together, we get the whole guild together, and we name the guild. And what do we call the guild? Liquid Gold.
Maple Tree.
Maple Tree.
Maple Tree.
More things is to call Maple.
That's right. Maple syrup and Maple Tree.
I ain't telling her no. I don't want to live in the shield.
I kind of like how everybody kind of came together and said Maple's the leader. Even though Maple really didn't want to be the leader, it was like, hey, you kind of brought everybody together. You're really kind of the catalyst for everyone to kind of like know each other.
Right.
Like even with the twins, when she did pick up the twins, it was like, I don't know if we're allowed to do. It's like, bitches, I'm the leader. I will tell you, you're good.
Sally explained to them that Maple did the same thing as them, except opposite. They did all strength or all attack, and she did all defense.
Right. So like once they saw how potent Maple was, they were like, oh, had a little confidence shot into them. You're like, okay, so this game can be played any way ever. It seems like those two girls, much like Maple, never played games together, except Maple had to jump in by herself, whereas the twins had each other holding each other back.
And before they even let them join, we kind of jumped over this. Maple kind of took them on a journey of boss fights.
Yep.
And they fought the Hydra so many times. They beat it in like, what was it, like a 2 minute, like 2.5 minutes?
Something like that, yeah.
And they got 2 moves. It's called Conqueror and Destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
Conqueror kind of doubles their strength already from what they already have now. Mm-hmm. But like, I think it halves their HP. But Destroyer lets you hold weapons and a two-handed weapon in one hand. So they can have 2 hammers plus Conqueror. Oh my God.
Yeah, those two girls, I mean, if you get close to them, you're pancakes after
They literally thanked everybody and smashed their head into the fucking table very easily and smashed the brand new table.
It's like, oh, what's a table between friends? There's a lot that we could sit here and go over this entire series. Essentially, I think what we want to do is give enough to keep you guys interested. From Kadawfi Crush, I highly recommend watching Bofuri. It's probably one of the better shows that I've seen in the last 10 years or so. As far as like newer anime is concerned, it's pretty intense. It doesn't get you mad, doesn't make you sad. You're just here for a laugh and for a little bit of fun.
Oh yeah, it's entirely not serious, and that's what I'm happy about.
We really didn't get to talk about Kanade and Chrome a lot, but I feel like Kanade as a mage was actually really nice, and him as he was kind of like the documentator, like he was making sure that everyone was right and knew what they were talking about.
Right. Now,
he was a fact checker.
Now, Kanade, he opens up a good bit more later. In the series, like the last 6 episodes. But he opens up a good bit more, and I mean, anybody we didn't speak about, you actually get a lot of information about them. Like our top dog player, you only ever see him from the back or the side. You never get to see his face. Pain.
Not the pain that you're thinking, everybody.
Mind you, you'll know this pain.
His name is Payne.
Like Martin Pain.
Major pain.
But also Chrome, too. I feel like Chrome doesn't get the respect he is because, yes, he's like a great shielder, but like Maple is like the greatest great shielder. So
I kind of feel like what it would be like to be Chrome in a guild full of women and none of them pay you any attention.
Oh,
you did right because it's like if we were watching Chrome's story, he has the opposite of a harem, like the complete opposite of a harem anime. So like from his perspective, he's just like, oh, this kind of sucks. I'll play with the turtle. Come here, syrup.
Hey, Turtle loves him though, man. Like Turtle is the best though. But I do want to say this: he had a skill that we never really talked about, which was really cool. It's called Stout Guardian, where she can take a lethal attack and survive with 1 HP.
That's what Maple has. He has what the hell is it called? What he does, he has a 50% chance of it. If he dies, he doesn't die. He comes right back. That's what
50% of the time.
He comes back every time.
But that's both for you guys. A piece of both.
That's like half of Bofuri.
So don't think that we kind of told you everything. There's a lot of things that you kind of got to see for yourself. But yeah, I didn't want to get hurt, so I maxed out defense.
Yeah.
Great show.
Final thoughts.
I give it double thumbs up, 10 out of 10. Would watch all the time. MattMatt, final thoughts?
Fake. Fake. The whole time. Because, like, I didn't get to talk much this whole episode. Y'all kind of did everything. But, like, if I were, like, one of our audience members watching this, like, what you're thinking right now is 100% true. Maple is 100% fake. The whole show. The entire show. Like, she shouldn't be killed. What was the only time I seen her actually, like, do an offensive attack was when she tricked the bee into coming at her and trying to sting her. And she hit it with the
Hydra. Every time she
Man, no.
Every time she used Hydra.
Ate the Hydra.
No, every time she used
Hydra. Used Hydra? Fair enough. But that wasn't her. That was the Hydra.
She ate it, absorbed it, and became her.
Kadawfi?
Me personally, you guys hear me. Y'all hear me all day and tomorrow. Fucking watch Bofuri.
Fake. We don't know when season 2 comes out. It was just announced today, and today is the 21st of September. So we'll
2022.
See, 2022. So we'll see what happens with the further story of this show.
Do y'all remember the 21st night of September? I'm funny.
Papa was a rolling stone.
All right. This is the Fighting Couch Potatoes. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Like us, share us. Tell your grandma, tell your mom, tell your fucking...
subscribe, hit the fucking bell. Tell your friends, tell your
family,
dog, tell your fucking cat. Come through. It's the Fighting Couch Potatoes.